Hello students, welcome to the video India Water Resources. Water is needed not only for drinking, washing and cleaning but also for growing crops and to produce many useful things in factories. About 71% of the earth's covered with water. But most of this water is found in the seas and oceans. This water is salty which cannot be used for the above purposes. Only about 3% of total water is fresh water which can be used for domestic purposes, agriculture and industries. Fresh water is available in rivers, ponds, lakes, wells, etc. Underground water is also fresh water, but rain is the main source of fresh water. Although India gets plenty of rainfall during the monsoon season, this rainfall is not evenly distributed. Some areas get heavy rainfall, whereas some areas get very little or no rainfall. India is an agricultural country and about 65% of its population directly or indirectly depends on agriculture. Most of the farmers depend on rain for irrigating their crops. Therefore, variation in rainfall largely affects the farmers. The farmer need adequate and timely supply of water throughout the year for growing crops. For this, there is a need to develop a proper irrigation system in our country. To ensure regular supply of water for irrigation and other purposes, we can create some artificial sources of water. Let's learn about some of them. Canals. What are canals? Canals are the artificial channels or waterways that carry water from the river to the field. Canals can be dug only in those areas that have large and level plains. They cannot be dug in areas having rock and uneven surfaces. This is the reason that canal irrigation systems are mostly found in the northern plains. Indira Gandhi Canal has changed the life of farmers in many parts of Rajasthan. Let's come to dams. A dam is a barrier built across a river to hold the river water. The water that a dam holds stored in an artificial reservoir. This water is then diverted through canals to the fields. These dams not only in irrigation but also serve many other purposes. Water stored in the dams is made to fall from a great height to generate electricity. This electricity is called hydroelectricity. Dams help in checking floods by storing excess water. Water stored in dams can be used for breeding fishes. Now, let's learn about tanks and ponds. At places where digging of a canal is not possible due to rocky and uneven surfaces, water is collected in tanks and ponds. This water is later used for irrigation. This type of irrigation is practiced in some southern states like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. The water of tank, reservoir and pond is also used for domestic purposes. Wells and tube wells. In some places in India, underground water is available. Wells are dug to reach the underground water. The underground water is taken out to help with the help of Persian wheel pulled by bullocks. This water is used for domestic purpose as well as irrigation purposes. At some places, the underground water is too deep and it is not possible to reach it by the digging a well. In this case, people use tube wells to draw out the underground water. For installing a tube well, drill machine are used to dig deeper holes. Tubes are inserted into to dig a deeper holes. Tubes are inserted into these holes to reach this water. This water is then pumped out using a motor which runs on diesel or electricity. Tube wells are generally used in Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Bihar. Water conservation. Children, we should always conserve water because water is a very valuable natural resource. We should use it carefully and not to waste or misuse it. Besides, we should not pollute the sources of water. Many water sources, especially rivers and lakes, are being polluted by human activities like throwing of garbage into water bodies, discharging industrial waste into rivers, washing clothes and animals in water bodies. Polluted water is not fit for domestic and irrigation purposes. Therefore, we should not indulge in any such activity that pollute water. Thank you, students.